Good day to all. Today our topic is sheet metal forming. Generally, sheet metal is manufactured from ore extraction, but in engineering applications, sheet metal plays vital for pressure parts and non-pressure parts also. Myself, Dr. B. Suresh Kumar, Department of Mechanical Engineering, K. Ramakrishnan College of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. Here, my question is, what is the difference between sheet, plate, and foil? In nature, there are a lot of topologies available which are related with the sheet metal, plate, and foils. Foils for packaging the food, plate for making a boiler components, sheet for produce the ducts. Mainly, what is the difference between both the things? Sheet metal, the thickness of the sheet is greater than 0.15 mm is sheet. The plate, the thickness greater than 6.35 mm is called as plate, and the foil, thickness less than 0.15 mm is called as foil. So that the thickness is plays vital for deciding the different topologies which are sheet, plate, and the foil. Similarly, how the sheet metal are produced? Generally, the sheet metal is produced from the ore extraction. After ore extraction, it poured it into the blast furnace. After that, it may converted it into sheet metal with the aid of continuous casting. Finally, the sheet metal rolled with, as like coiled, so that the sheet metal placed always with the coil type storage. Then raw material for sheet metal rolling. Okay, generally the after ore extraction, the metals are converted it into three forms, which are bloom, ingot, and billet. Bloom is used to make a channels, ingot is used to make a sheet metal, billet is used to make a rod. Here, sheet metal is produced with the slab. So the slab has the dimension of 2030 into 305 mm width and breadth. Okay, likewise it has the dimensions for producing the sheet metal, which is the raw material for sheet metal production. And then sheet metal has its own properties as like elongation. Elongation means determines the capacity of the sheet metal to be stretched without failure. After that, anisotropy, different behavior at different planar directions. Here, planar direction is the fiber orientation of sheet metal. And then grain size. Grain size determines the mechanical properties of the material. And then residual stress. Since this being a cold working process, residual stress may lead or to distortion or cracking. Spring back, elastic recovery of a plastically deformed workpiece. It may regains its original shape after applying the load, which is called as a spring back. Finally, wrinkles. After manufacturing the product, wrinkles may form if the workpiece is not clamped properly or clearance is not provided. The wrinkles may occur. So these are all the important properties we should aware about before going into production of sheet metal components. So now this presentation deals with the rectangular tray. Now you are aware about how do we draw the development of surfaces with the engineering graphics. In that I may develop the rectangular tray with the aid of engineering graphics concept. Now you can see how can we make the sheet metal rectangular tray. Before starting the sheet metal rectangular tray production, we should aware about the tools. The first tool always steel rule, after that divider, after that scriber. Scriber is used to mark on the sheet metal for required dimensions. After that, straight snip and bent snip. Here snips are used to cut the sheet metal for required shape. Mallet is used to form the sheet metal, and then tack hammer is used to form the sheet metal with a very tiny bendings. Let's see how will we use these tools with the video. Okay, how can we make rectangular tray with the sheet metal process? Yes, initially the marking process is carried out with the operator. He utilizes steel rule and scriber for marking on the sheet metal raw material. Here rectangular tray is available. The dimensions are looking like this video. The 40 and 10 dimensions we should mark in vertical manner. Yes, the 10 mm, after that 40 mm, after that again 10 mm. Likewise, the horizontal dimensioning is also now required. Now the operator tries to mark the vertical dimension requirement. You see how can we mark on the sheet metal, he utilizes V. We can't mark as like paper and pencil. On sheet metal, we should utilize V-shaped marking so that only we can get the exact point. Yes, V type of marking he follows for getting the exact location. See the difference between normal marking and the sheet metal marking, which is the difference. V type marking is always needed in sheet metal. According to the development of the surface, he marked the dimensions on sheet metal for rectangular tray. The 10 mm. After that, mark 10, 20, 30, 40 mm. After that, another 10 mm. Likewise, he marked the development of surface dimensions on sheet metal. Now he joined the two vertical markings with the horizontal line. Yes, he utilizes scriber to make a line on sheet metal. Can you see the marking on sheet metal? The 10 mm thickness. After that, he may goes to another 30 mm. Yes. Then next to 10 mm. Likewise, he continues his marking on the sheet metal according to the development of surface drawing available with the rectangular tray. Now he goes to opposite side, the same horizontal marking he continues with the scriber and the steel rule. Just the same 40 mm, I mean 30 mm. After that, the 10 mm he marked according to the development of surface drawing of the engineering graphics concepts. Now he goes to vertical line drawing. Here also there is, yes, another 10 mm. After that 30 mm markings are needed, 10 mm and then 30 mm. Now also he utilizes the same V type marking on sheet metal. Yes, 10 mm marking. After that 40 mm. Yes, 40 mm marking. 40 mm marking he continues. Another one is 40 mm. Already we split the sheet metal it into horizontal dimensions. Now the sheet metal marking with the vertical dimension is goes. Yes, with the aid of scriber he may scratch on the sheet metal. The scratch marks is the final marking on sheet metal forming. Yes, he performs opposite side also the same dimensions which are 10 mm and 40 mm. Yes, V type of marking. Now also the same 10 mm, 40 mm. Marking is completed. Now he joins the marking points with the steel rule with the aid of a steel rule and the scriber. Just he utilizes steel rule and the scriber for marking the on the sheet metal. Now he completed the dimensions required on the sheet metal, which is collected from development of surface drawing. Yes, it is the development of surface drawing. From this, we can collect the dimensions, what are all required to mark on the sheet metal. Now, the next question, how do we start the cutting operation? Yes, he make a cross hatch line for plotting the horizontal and the vertical elements available with the sheet metal marking. Yes, according to the development of surface drawing, we can mark the dimensions on the sheet metal which is needed for vertical cut and horizontal cutting. We can separate the horizontal part from the vertical parts. For the reason, the cross marking is required. Yes, these are all the marking procedures are required on the sheet metal for creating the rectangular tray. Yes, another cross marking. First, you clearly develop the development of surface drawing with the aid of paper. After that, you impinge the same sketches on the sheet metal. So, in sheet metal forming, you should aware about how do we develop the drawings, what are all the procedures available with the engineering graphics of development of surfaces. For parting the vertical and horizontal position of a sheet metal, he may utilize the cross lines. Yes, for folding the sheets, we can cut the cross lines. Yes, which is the final marking required for rectangular tray making with the sheet metal. And also, now you aware about how do we mark the dimensions on sheet metal. And then he took snips, straight cut snips for making a cutting the piece material, which is straight snip. With the aid of straight snip, we can cut the sheet metal into straight manner. Now he started with this cross line. Yes, he potting that it into separately with the aid of straight cut snips. You clearly see how do we cut the sheet metal, where do I cut the sheet metal. Likewise, you see already you know about how do I mark in the marking area where the operator cuts the sheet metal on the cross line. Already you are aware about how do we make that cross line so that we can easily cut on that straight line with the aid of straight snipe. Now the initial cutting is completed, which is cross cutting. After that, another cross line is also available. Let's see how the operator cuts the sheet metal with the aid of snips. Yes. Now he goes to another cross line. The another cross line. Oh, how? Let's see how. Oh, yes. Now he removes the another triangular sections available with the sheet metal. Yes. Yes. One side operator cuts all the unwanted triangular sheet metal from the required sheet metal. Likewise, you may also cut the unwanted sheet metal with the aid of snips. Yes, let's see how can he cut the sheet metal with the aid of straight snips for unwanted materials available with the required sheet metal parts. Yes, the left origin is cutted by snips, and then he tries to remove the unwanted corner edges from the sheet metal. Yes, the same thing you follow for making a rectangular tray. Yes, with the aid of mallet, he may form the sheet metal with the required dimensions, and also he avoids the extra projections with the aid of mallet. Avoid extra projections with the aid of mallets. Now the cutting operation is completed on the vertical dimensions. Yes. Then what is the step? The cutting operation is completed. Next to the extra projection bars are blended with the aid of mallet. For the reason he utilized anvil. Anvil is one of the basic uh, device for processing, mechanical or manufacturing processing. In top phase of anvil, he placed the sheet metal required shape. After that, how he used the pressure on the sheet metal. After completing the extra projection removing, he may place the sheet metal on benchwise for making a folding operation. Now we saw about how can we cut the sheet metal with the aid of snips. Now we goes to how can we bend the sheet metal. Yes, he utilizes hand. After that, he may utilizes the mallet for getting the exact dimensions. Yes, now the one side fold is completed. After that, another 10 mm folding is required on vertical faces also, so that he tilted the sheet and clamp on the benchwise. Now he again utilizes the mallet for getting the exact dimensions. Likewise, he performs on the four sides of the rectangular tray. Yes, it is third side. Third side he completed the folding operation. After that, the final side, fourth side. You see one thing, the operator folds the sheet metal. The property already I told you spring back. If the spring back is more means we can't able to fold the sheet metal with the required dimension. So that spring back property is needed for sheet metal processing. We should aware about what is spring back, which is the elongation after forming the material. It now also the sheet metal tries to regain its original state with the property of spring back. So spring back is plays vital in sheet metal forming process, so that we should aware about what is spring back. We may conduct a lot of research with the spring back also. How the fiber orientation should be, how can we reduce the spring back. Likewise, we may conduct the research work. Here, the folding operation is completed on four sides. Yes. Next operation, it tries to show you the next marking on horizontal side. Now, tries to fold the sheet metal horizontal side with the aid of benchwise. Yes, he fold inwardly. After that, again he placed the sheet metal on benchwise. He fold again outwardly or inwardly. Surely inwardly he may fold. Yes, then only we may get the box type, tray type. Yes, he may utilize as the mallet. After this, the horizontal side is completed. After that, very tiny region so that he may moves to another stack, which is known as stack. Yes, with this we can make the very smaller regions on sheet metal area. The smaller folding we can perform with the stack. Yes. Now he fold the sidewards of the rectangular tray. Yes, again this folding process is continuous. Yes, how the folding process he make, listen carefully. After completing that vertical side folding, he may utilize as stack for very fine foldings. He may utilize a stack and mallets. Yes, now he completes. Yes, this joining process is enough, not enough. For the reason we may go for another thing which is riveting. What is riveting? Riveting may used in a lot of bridges and a lot of mechanical assemblies. So we should aware about riveting operation also in mechanical engineering for assemble the components. Now he completed the rectangular tray making, but he has some difficulties with the joining process instrument. For the reason he may go for riveting operation. For making riveting, he may utilize as the chisel for making a hole. Yes, he may initiate the hole, and also which is the rivet pin. He may utilize that rivet pin. How he place? He tries to place the rivet pin on that produced hole, but yes, it is not entered, so that he enlarges that produced hole with the aid of chisel again. After enlarging that hole, he may insert the rivet pin into that hole. Yes, it was inserted. So the rivet opposite position is protruded on the next side. So that how do we avoid that protrusion with the aid of stack? Yes, with the aid of stack. And also we can utilize which is tack hammer, which is not a mallet, which is the aid of tack hammer. We can give the higher force on the joint. From this we can complete the riveting operation on developed rectangular tray. Yes, now we complete the one side riveting, and the balance three sides are also available. So the same chiseling operation. Yes. For making a hole, the same manner, after place the rivet, and with the aid of tack hammer he force the rivet for getting a exact locking position. Yes, the other two sides are also available, so that the operator tries to complete the riveting operation on another sides also. Now the insertion of pin is completed, which is the rivet. Yes, rivet head and rivet pin side. We may insert that rivet pin on that hole. After that, we may give the force on that rivet head. We can complete the riveting operation on the developed rectangular tray. Yes, just tack hammer. Now we have to have complete very smooth manner with the aid of stack and tack hammer. Yes, these are all the processes, step by step processes are available with the making of a rectangular tray. In large scale also the same procedure is followed for making a ducts for transferring flue gas from the required area, from the developed area to atmosphere. Yes. Now the operator completed the rectangular tray with the aid of sheet metal tools. The sheet metal tool is started from steel rule and ended with the tack hammer. In between, operator utilizes lot of tools for making a rectangular tray. In step by step sequence, you may aware about what are all the tools he utilizes for making a rectangular tray. Now he may, with the final finishing touch, he ensures the sharp corner available with the rectangular tray. Yes, the rectangular tray. The required rectangular tray is completed with the sheet metal making tools. From this, we can make the lot of engineering products which are all to be made by sheet metal. We can utilize this same procedures. Now you are aware about what are all the procedures on the sheet metal making process. Thank you all. If you have any doubts, you may ask me through comment box.